All right, people, I got a special detailed Apple update, especially for a lot of people who want to know, what are my thoughts. So I'm going to talk about the Apple Leaps plan for after earnings, what I'm looking for, and of course a plan of action for people who may have not engaged or made any money in going along Apple. Still, there's an opportunity here, people. So let me explain the opportunity for this week. So Apple is set up to test 155 to 156 before earnings, right? Which is August the 1st, okay? The July 28th 150 or the August 18 150 calls are the best ones. The least ones should use. I didn't. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is these are the best ones. You shouldn't use anything less than that. I wouldn't go higher up. If you want to use lower, the reason being is Apple's at a key pivotal point, and it's got to do with what I'm talking about here. Okay, and I'm going to get into this point here. And in order to minimize your risk at this point in time and maximize your gains, because there's good money to be made, it goes to 155. That's good money. This is why you want to use at least 150 calls, either the weekly calls or the monthly calls. Okay, either one. We're going to talk about this, right? And in this case for Apple, Apple needs to break above 150.75 to confirm and engage in them. It's as simple as that. That's how Apple is set up. All right, people. Now, before we talk about the options, and I'm going to go talk about the Leap options, okay? And I'm going to talk about these call options. I want to talk about the earnings big plan, okay? And for this, just why listen to me? Why do you want to listen to me? For this month alone, all of my Apple plans have made money. For example, since my July '09 plan, and I'm going to post all the Apple plans in this video links. You should see and review them. Even review my stream. If you listen to all my advice, you should be up hundreds of percent in gains in option plans, in plays. Especially from my July the 9th plan, I talked about people using the 145 July 9, and one of the targets was 149. Well, of course, we smashed through that level a long time ago. On July the 9th, I made a plan where many people were bearish. So you want to listen to me. If you want to listen to somebody who knows what they're talking about, instead of the people who guess on stock twits with proposed useless information, you want to listen. You want to stay tuned to my channel, because my channel is the money channel. All right, people. Now I will be explaining the key pivot numbers, which are 155 to 156 and 142 to 144. I call this, and I will explain the video. Yeah, the key pivot numbers. So what does this mean? Well, Apple going above 155 to 156 begins its journey towards the 180 to $200 targets, okay? And I believe this is one scenario I believe is going to happen, that we're going to go and test those levels first, have trouble to break above that, and then when earnings comes out, I think we're going to pull back first. But the pullback, in my opinion, and again, this might happen. This is a good chance. This is what I'm saying. It's just based on. I can't explain you why, but these to me are key pivot points. Even if Apple was to go lower, as long as we stay above 142 to 144, that would be bullish in itself. I will then make a plan based on if we drop. Now, in case we don't drop, I'm going to explain about the Leap options I've been talking about. So let's go talk about the options, people. Let's talk about a lot of strategies of making money, okay? From this solid plan. All right, people. Here we are at the L Finance, and Apple closed at 150.27 for July the 21 close. And here are the July 28 options. Here are the 150 calls. They closed at around $1.50. So these could make 150% gains, maybe even more, just by Apple simply testing those 154 to 156 area, okay? And so this is the minimum you want to use. All right, so here's the 18, and the 18 150 calls are 380 to 390 right now. And of course, on confirmation, it may cost a bit more, maybe 420. But that's what you'd want to use for this week's engagement in Apple on confirmation of my plan. if you haven't engaged already. I mean, that's just another way to engage. You wait for that confirmation to increase your odds. Now, let's talk about the leap calls plan. All right, people. So here are the leap calls that I'm thinking of using. Well, I recommend using based on the key numbers that I explained to you. Um, so here's the February 16, 2008 leaps. Okay, my opinion is that in the big picture of things, okay, the way this company is set up fundamentally, technically, big picture, we're going to 180, 200, and we're going to be staying there for a while, because they're going to want to pay the shareholders. Um, you know, this is a company that's going to make a strong run. And maybe even go above those levels. So how do you capitalize on that if you can't buy shares? Okay, now I mean I have owned shares for the longest time and I do a lot of option trading, but let's say you don't want to do the option trade, you just want to hold something with some leaps. Okay, and so this strategy here, this is an idea I thought about for a lot of people to make money. I mean, I'm going to be going in these myself as well. uh, heavy Apple investor, man. I mean a lot of money in Apple, so I'm a heavy Apple investor, but I do this for a lot of other stocks. People keep this in mind. This is just one of the best. This company makes money through the roof. If anybody understands about this company, I don't know, but anyways, they're the reason why technology's improved so much. It's because of this company. So anyways, you see, the interesting thing about this is it trades these exactly. This is a pivot point, 160. Okay, that means as Apple goes above that, this is why you create, these are not that, okay, you see the cost about $650, but that's per option, okay, but you're controlling 100 shares of Apple, so you buy 10 of them, okay, at $6,000 or whatever, let's say you have to pay $7 or $8, okay, like let's say you had to pay even whatever, but you can control 1,000 shares of Apple for 8,000, and that money, I tell you, can go 3 times. So if you invest 10,000, you're going to triple your money, especially if Apple goes to 180, simply to 180. If Apple goes long big picture, especially before by January, either way you're going to make gains because Apple's going to be somewhere in the 180 to 200 area, and I wouldn't be surprised even higher than that. I would not be surprised, people. All right, but first we're going to look at what I said in my plan, right? So I suggest you listen to what I said in my plan. All right, people, welcome to Power Target Trades, the place where I post powerful, detailed plans unlike anything else ever done. This YouTube channel, I tell you, people are blind. There's a lot of, I tell you, this is for the unique, smart, intelligent. In this world, okay, let me tell you a quick story quickly, people. This is my theory. About 10% of the people are intelligent in the world and the rest of them are not. Okay, so you got 10% intelligent, the one who's going to make the money, and you got 90% dodo birds. Dodo birds are most channels out there, most education, just for fun entertainment. But this channel here, I'm making plans so powerful. It's incredible. You check out my created playlist, and I'm created. Like I said, most people are blind or lazy, but my channel was created for one thing and for two. And I mean, like, there's never going to be a huge amount of subscribers to this because simply this is for intelligent people. This is not entertainment. This is about making money. And of course, this is work. Involve thinking, understand about options, listen to instructions, and so on and so forth. But it's powerful stuff. I made so many Apple plans, and they do is make money. And I'm going to post them in this video. Now, if you haven't subscribed, I suggest subscribe. I set this channel up in a way that if you want to know the truth, if you want to make a lot of money, it's not just about Apple. It's about just about any other things. There's incredible things I've been working on. Nobody will be able to compete with my system plan for plan. What that means is, well, I don't want to get into. I'll get that into another one, but trust me when I tell you what I have. I'm so confident in what I am able to see, especially what I did with that FedEx plan. And it wasn't just FedEx. I'll tell you the truth. I saw Tesla falling right at the highs. People and I discussed this with Power Trade Shy anyways. He knows what I'm talking about. And I'm so convinced the more I look at my visionary line system, what I don't show people are my visionary line system I've been working on. And the visionary lines are things like what you see behind this banner here, okay? I've been working on understanding how they work. And it's something unique that's not been done before. But I can see things. in a very powerful way, and that's all it is. Just it puts the odds so high in your favor when you understand how they work. That's how I was able to see FedEx dropping before the news. But anyways, people, see the Center Power Trick or Trade. It's going to appear here at the end of the video in a circle format. Simply click on it. It's going to give you an easy way to subscribe. People, I'm telling you how it is, how I feel. You know, I'm making amazing plans, and you will not be able to understand unless you study and see them for yourself and follow along. I post confirmation. Nothing always works, but everything works more often than not. And I state that with a thing over 80% correct, and it will only increase in my opinion because of the strategy I'm using in the funneling system, I call it. It's scanning. It's not just about the visionary lines. It's also the way it's the scanning process with the visionary lines and my experience combinations and candlesticks. It's a big process. But it fine-tunes things in a way where I've not seen anybody being able to be as correct within a small amount of ideas. And that's the difference. It doesn't matter if someone posts 100 ideas, people. You still got to figure out which 100 are you going to get into. But if I post 5 and only the ones that trigger work and make money, you're going to make money on taking almost any of my plans on confirmation. And that's the unique, and for free, by the way, to those people who understand what the hell I'm doing here. It's that powerful. That if people understood the value of what I'm doing, but people are, like I said to you, most people are born to lose money in the market. They're born to lose. That even if the best thing was put in front, I wish I had someone like me making these powerful plans. And this YouTube channel hasn't been up very much, but there's nothing like what I'm doing. Absolutely nothing. Positively nothing, and I know this. Anyways, people, see the Center Power Trick or Trade? Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for listening. Like the video.